Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. I'm your science teacher here again with the Summary of Science Zoom online lecture number 6. Today I'm going to start a new chapter, and that is chapter number 2, which belongs to the biology portion. The chapter name is Sense and Sense Organs. Do you remember sense organs? Eye, ear, nose, tongue and skin. Do you remember the senses? Sense of hearing, sense of smell, sense of touch, sense of taste, sense of smell. Okay. Now in this chapter we are going to discuss all the sense organs and their functions one by one. Do you know why these senses and sense organs are important? Because they give us vital information that is going on inside our body and outside our body in the environment. So, before discussing these senses and sense organs, there are few terms which must be discussed so that you can understand the basic concepts easily. And these terms are, number one, stimuli. Stimuli is a plural word and its singular is stimulus. Any change that causes an organism to perform an activity is called a stimulus or stimuli. The things or the happenings or the changes that are occurring around us which makes an organism to perform an activity or start a reaction is called a stimuli. What is a stimuli or a stimulus? Stimulus is an action or a condition that provokes a response. Now the question is, what is a response? Any behavior of a living organism that results from an external or internal stimuli. When you get a change or you detect a change in the environment and in the reaction you do something, that will be called as a response. Okay. I'm going to give you some examples so that you can understand this concept easily. Okay. When you are hungry, what happens? You are hungry, it means you are in want of the food. Where do you got that hunger? That hunger might you got from the outside environment by seeing a delicious, good smelling food, or maybe from inside your body. Okay, in the response, what will you do? You will just open the door of the fridge or lid of the dish to take out the food and you eat it. That is your response. The hunger is the stimulus, and the thing when you start eating, that will be the response. Okay. When you feel cold, this coldness you get from the environment. And what do you do in the response? You just put on your jacket or your sweater. So wearing your jacket or your sweater will be the response. Feeling coldness is the stimulus. If a dog feels hot, what will happen? Obviously, it's an animal, but it is sensitive. It has the sensitivity. So what will it do? It will just lie in the shade, in the shady place. So lying in the shady place is the response. So stimulus can be internal or external change that causes a response. In our daily life, we come across different or thousands of stimuli or different kind of stimulus. For example, these stimulus can be external, like the noise, like the light, smell, change in the temperature, or they may be internal in the form of different hormones or chemicals present inside your body. Okay, here's an example. If the bell of your phone rings, this ringing is the sound and it is the stimulus. It will be received by the receptor. Receptor is your sense organ and that is the ear. This ear will take this sound message to the brain, and then what will happen? the brain will give order to the effector. Effector can be your muscles of your body, it can be any organ of your body, to do the reaction. And what is that reaction? To pick up the receiver. So picking up the receiver is the response. Now the stimulus and the response, they work in coordination with each other. If there is a stimulus, there will be a response. Right? Now, this is the second example, that if you cut your finger with a knife, what will happen? Your pain receptors that are present in your skin, that will detect the pain, and by means of the nerve cells, this information will be taken to the brain, and now what will happen? The brain will order the effectors, that are the muscles of your hand, to withdraw the hand from the knife. So cutting off your knife, you got the stimulus, and in the response you withdraw your hand, and this is the reaction, and obviously it is the response. Another example, when you hear a noise, what happens? You turn your head in that direction, in the direction of the noise. So what is the stimulus in it? This noise is the stimulus, and in the response what you do? You turn your ear towards in that direction. That will be the response. Another response can be, if the noise is very of a high intensity, you will just keep your fingers or your hands on your ear. That will be the response. Right? Similar example as that of the touching a hot object. When you touch some hot object, what happens? You pull away your hand. So this heat or hot object is the stimulus, and in the response, the pulling away of your hand is your reaction. Over here I just want to explain that the plants, just like the animals, they are also sensitive. They can also feel the stimulus, and in the response they can also do a reaction. For example, this is the same example, but I have shown you in the 3 different ways. See the direction of the light. This flower grows in the direction of the light. This bulb is a bit at the top of the flower, so the plant will grow straight in the direction of the light. And see here, all these sides are blocked, and light can only enter through this side, so the direction of the plant is towards the light. So this shows that plants are also sensitive. They are moving towards the light. So light is the stimulus, and the movement of the plants in that direction will